What's going on, everybody? DStyleBoxing here. Thanks to those joining me live and to those that will be joining me on archive. Thumbs up the video. Click on the notification button. I come on here not any set time, at any time, so you get notifications when I'm on. Join in the chat. Let me know what you think. And let's get this fight scored. And I got Calix Boxing here. What's up, Calix?
What's going on? Good to be here.
All right, so we're about to do Pacquiao versus Marquez 1, the first fight, right? We're going to go over it right now. The last time I watched this, I scored it for Pacquiao, but it's been a while for me. I have not watched this fight in a very long time. What do you remember, really quick, what do you remember about this fight?
This first round coming up right here. And Pacquiao, during this first round, I didn't think, I was like, there's no way Marquez is going to make it through this fight, but he showed the resilience that he's shown in multiple fights and made it through this. And this was a hell of a fight and a close fight. One of my favorite fights.
Yes, this was basically right after Pacquiao had destroyed Marco Antonio Barrera. You know,
right.
So where they threw in the towel. And when you see the first round, people will see why. And yes, this fight put Juan Manuel Marquez on the map, regardless of, in the end, how anybody scored it. It put him on the map. Let's get this fight started here. All right, just a reminder to everybody watching this, there will be no sound. I cannot put sound due to copyright reasons. And in case I need to dispute this, I'm providing commentary. We are providing commentary and breaking down a fight here. All right, let's go ahead and get this show started. This guy's look young right now, huh?
Yeah. It's weird seeing Pacquiao. If Marquez, too, Marquez looked like Barry Bonds late in his career. So,
ironically, yeah.
Both of their heads look smaller.
Look at Pacquiao's movement. It kind of reminds me of Mike Tyson.
The bobbing back and forth, and it's coming soon. And I remember
what Marquez is trying to do is trying to go to the body right away.
Right.
Grazed him with the right hand, Marquez. Marquez wasn't doing that bad in the first minute here.
Not so far, and then the wheels are about to fall off, but he puts them back on.
Look at jabs. The jab of Pacquiao lands before he even puts his foot down. That's insane. Like, how do you even anticipate that?
But he was so fast. He gets away with so many mistakes. You see how he reaches with the left hand and reaches and reaches.
Yeah.
But that's when Marquez started to time it later on in the fight.
Marquez caught him with a good right hand right there. He went for a body shot, Marquez, earlier. Actually, I thought the knockdowns happened earlier in the round. Isn't that insane? There we go.
There's one. And that was a left, right?
Yep. Caught him right at the end of it, too. Marquez is trying to read him the way he reads regular boxers, and it's catching him off guard. Pacquiao can't miss with the left right now. Look at that.
Another one. Boom.
Anyone watching this live, I mean, you have to think, oh, this guy's done.
I know. And that's what I thought at this very moment. I was like, nah, he's fighting Bruce Lee. He's not gonna But look,
Marquez lost balance there. That left is not missing. It's right on the mark.
Again.
Pacquiao hit him low there, though. He could have been deducted a point.
And I remember seeing this right here when he puts his hands over his face. I was like, it's weird. Marquez is about to just give in.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure the fight's over at that point.
He got back up. I mean, oh, look at that left. He took that one. He had to take. He couldn't go down no more. That would have stopped this fight. Pacquiao's landing that left with authority, man.
It's crazy. The resilience that this guy has, like even another left hand.
Ooh, look at that. He's punishing him.
One of my favorite fights to watch too is the Marquez versus Diaz one. Because Diaz was a young lion at that point, and yeah, maybe a little overvalued, but Diaz was catching him with some hellacious shots the first 3 rounds, and Diaz didn't have much punching power, but you thought, I remember thinking at that point Diaz will probably flame out, but you just saw round after round Marquez would just pick him apart more and more and more. And Marquez just has that resiliency, and then he puts everything early in the fight in his boxing computer, puts it together, and just picks you apart.
Yeah, that's look at it. He got bloodied up. He got battered here. 10-6 round. Isn't that crazy? 10-6.
10-6. 10-6. And
one
who
of the
would
judges did 10-7. You knew that, right? That's why it was a draw.
Right.
The judge messed up. Isn't it dumb? Couldn't they just corrected it?
I know, just correct something like that.
He admitted he was wrong. I mean, look, that's not good right there. You can't hit a guy when he's down.
I guess they don't see too many rounds where guys get knocked down 3 times, so they got confused. But that's a bad mistake. Just fix it.
Marcus could have tried to get that. Who was that guy that beat Roy Jones because he got hit when he was down?
Oh, it'll come to me in a minute.
That's when you know guy's a warrior, man.
Montel Griffin.
Yeah, there you go. He's going to get back up. He's not going to try to win like that.
Who would have thought at this point in this fight that these guys would have fought 4 times, and in the 4th fight, Marquez would have knocked Pacquiao out cold.
Notice Marquez is throwing the hook to the body in a very textbook way, which would have worked on most guys, but on Pacquiao, it's not landing.
Mm-hmm. But
Pacquiao looks a little less technical here than he did later in his career. Right. Can you imagine Pacquiao fighting like this against Miguel Cotto?
Yeah,
it wouldn't work out for him. Can't miss with that left hand.
Not still, and he's taking him better now. But I actually like the trying to go to the body early strategy to try to slow Pacquiao down, but he's just not landing with him yet.
Yeah, he landed a good hook to the body right now, but I mean that's 1 out of how many has he thrown? You know, it's crazy when you go back and you watch these fights is how off CompuBox is.
How off CompuBox is in every fight. CompuBox is a joke.
That's all. Like Deloitte didn't land any rounds on Corte. Like, according to CompuBox, landed 30 punches. I'm like, what?
God, this fight's over 13 years old. I'm old. God, right? That's hard to believe.
Is it me? Does it look like Pacquiao is trying to catch his breath here?
Yeah.
I think he's a little surprised this guy's still standing in front of him. Little did Pacquiao know at this point, this guy's going to be my nemesis for the next 15 years.
I know. No, you're starting to see Marquez circle to Pacquiao's right hand, which is good. He's trying to get that foot on the outside of Pacquiao's foot. I remember Hale telling me he went to Mexico, our friend Hale, and actually interviewed Nacho Berenstein, and he was talking about the footwork that he worked on with Marquez and how they have it down to a science on where he wants his footwork and how they, how they learn from mistakes early on in the Pacquiao fights, the first Pacquiao fight, and that helped him learn some more footwork with this fighting southpaws particularly. Like you see Pacquiao stepping on Marquez's foot right there.
Yeah.
Marquez still hasn't gotten it on the outside yet.
By the 3rd fight, it was Marquez stepping on his foot.
Right. Right.
Yeah, like the jab of Pacquiao, it's an effective. People can say what they want, like, oh, it's not textbook. He's not throwing it right. It lands, like it lands. And his foot's still in the air when he lands it. So it's hard to, a lot of guys, they try to read the jab, when they step forward. It's his foot could be anywhere when he lands the jab. It's insane.
But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he's not textbook. These CompuBox.
I scored that 10-9 for Pacquiao. What did you score?
So did I. 10-9 Pacquiao.
Yeah. Marquez has a 5-point disadvantage right now.
After 2 rounds.
But in a way, though, even though he lost a round, he got his composure back, and he could kind of, he's trying to read Pacquiao. He's trying to figure him out.
Mm-hmm.
Good shot right there by Marquez, but that's just not enough to win the round.
I love how he throws his uppercuts, though. Pacquiao caught it there, but
yeah, that lead uppercut of Marquez is it's really good.
we're going to see some good combinations from Marquez late in the fight. One of the best, sharp, precise
How the hell
combinations.
this Marquez throwing shots? Like Pacquiao almost turns his back to him when he misses.
Uh-huh.
Look how Pacquiao just sprints in and out. He was super fast in his featherweight weight class too.
Was he?
Good body shot by Marquez.
It's pretty even round so far. Let's do the first minute.
Boom, good body shot by Marquez.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a little.
What was he warned for? That didn't look low to me. Pacquiao looked at the ref again, but those body shots look good.
I don't like it when guys look at the ref. It's kind of you could be throwing a jab instead of looking at the ref, you know? Ooh, good right hand by Marquez. He's starting to figure out the rhythm of Pacquiao a little bit now.
Uh-huh.
And he's the ring general here. I think he's kind of put it back to his pace, this fight.
I definitely felt like he edged out the first half of that round. Let's see what happens in this last minute.
This round could definitely be stolen.
Yeah.
Pacquiao landed a left hand right there, but boom, look, he got caught again. I like the fact, look at Marquez since round one, even when he was getting pummeled, he kept going to the body.
He found his distance because those body shots that weren't landing in the first round are landing here.
This is a tough round so far. Pro Marquez crowd, they're chanting Marquez. Right hand by Marquez, goes to the body, misses upstairs. Boom, got him good again.
Pacquiao got a nice little shot in it late, but to me, Marquez landed the more effective shots in that round. I gave that to Marquez.
I got Marquez. He's still a ways to go, but yeah.
Oh, he's definitely a ways to go. Pacquiao did some good things in that round. Kept the jab going a little bit, but I think Marquez landed the more effective shots. I think you got to give him credit for the body work he did in that round. And he's starting to figure it out. He's moving more towards staying away from that left hand, moving more towards Pacquiao's right hand, and not being landed on as flush with those left hands. And that's why Pacquiao's not throwing them as much.
Yeah, great adjustments. That's what great fighters do. Let's see what happens here. Nacho told Marquez he won the second and the third. I don't know about the second.
No, I don't think he won the second. And Letterman gave Marquez that round. So see, Pacquiao's throwing the jab.
Marquez getting on his toes a little more in this round. I got him with the right there.
Yeah, Marquez reached with that right hand, and Pacquiao made him pay. Yeah. Still going to the body. Moving to the right. He reached again.
What do you think Pacquiao was thinking here? Like, dude, you were done like 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, it almost makes you wonder if there was like a shock.
Yeah.
And get him bobbing and weaving. God, these two guys mesh so well together.
Oh, yeah. They're kind of like Ali Frazier, you know?
Jab into the
Man.
body.
Yeah, I heard that too. That was like a poof, like a thud to the body. Pacquiao is very reliant though on that left.
Uh-huh.
But the left is so good that Marquez missed that hook.
But Pacquiao became better, I think, later on in his career with the right hand and became a little bit more of a two-handed fighter.
Probably argue this fight forced him to become better, you know? Pacquiao got a good left hand right there.
That exchange right there is hard to score too because Pacquiao lands, but then Marquez lands his counter. So how do you even score that? That's an even. I can see why these fights are so hard to score. These rounds.
This is a very hard. This round is really, really tough. So far, I feel like right there, Marquez landed a good jab. Comes in again with a jab. Comes in with the right hand, Marquez. I think that grates Pacquiao. Pacquiao with a jab. Marquez missed some shots there. Boom. Right there. Left hand by Pacquiao. Marquez comes back with the right. Like, seriously. Marquez with another right, and Pacquiao with a crazy. That was what do you even call that? That jab? Is that a jab? I guess it landed, but I mean, like that was like some karate stuff or something.
How'd you score that one? Because I had that one. I slightly gave that one to Pacquiao.
Yeah, Pacquiao.
But what makes it difficult is like it's not your typical offensive puncher versus counter puncher type thing because when Marquez counters, he's countering with combinations. So you're not out throwing him by that much. You know what I mean? Like in these exchanges, they're basically throwing about the same amount of punches. So Pacquiao's coming in with this
Marquez will counter him and then land a combination, and then Pacquiao lands a combination. You know, so it's
right.
There's a lot of waves in this fight.
But I just think I've always respected that about Marquez is he'll counter you with a combination, not just a punch.
Marquez started this round with a jab, or at least try to throw a jab to the body. Marquez's jab is just, it's such a textbook jab. You know what's crazy? Because if he had like a kid, right, a brand new kid in the gym, you know, like to me anyway, if he was watching this fight, I'd be like, well, that guy's doing it correctly, you know, Marquez. But you can't argue that the other guy's effective too.
Oh, he's very, very much effective. And he's effective because he's so damn unorthodox. So you don't see anything like this. How in the hell do you prepare for a prime Manny Pacquiao in the gym? Who do you spar with?
Mark Lannett's a good body shot there, but he got warned by the ref. Borderline. Yeah, I don't know how you prepare for that. You just got to stick to what you know, and accept that you're going to get hit with some weird shots, but don't let them phase you, basically. It's like he does like this. He feints a jab, he double steps, and he lands a jab. I mean, this is. Marquez is finding home with that right hand. Boom, big right, another right. Pacquiao says, "Come on," left hand by Pacquiao. Like it looks like he's having fun in there. Like it's just like
this is beautiful.
Oh, they both landed at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what didn't help Pacquiao is that when Marquez would hit him, like his hair would pop off. You know? If I was a boxer, I wouldn't have that long hair.
Yeah, me neither.
Because every time it hits you, man, it makes it look more than what it
Sweat
was.
flying over.
Yeah. Right
Oh,
hand and then a
nice.
jab by Marquez.
These judges made their money this night. They earned it because this is a tough fight to score. This one, to me, this round
Oh,
so
hook.
far, look,
Right hand. Pacquiao comes back with a combination.
I know, like he doesn't let you.
Like there's not that moment of, yeah, Marquez got it. It's like Marquez
It's
got him and then he comes back. You
it's
know?
tough to have that one up on him. And that being said, though, this is a Marquez round. To me,
Yeah.
Pacquiao has done some good things as well because Marquez is controlling the pace
I think the
of the
easiest rounds to
round.
score are the first half fights. Pacquiao almost tripped and fell face first to the mat.
Mm-hmm.
But got Marquez this round.
Yeah, that's a Marquez round. Controlled the pace and landed the bet, got the better of the
Yep.
exchanges for sure.
So I got it 3 rounds to 2 for Pacquiao with the 10-6 round. So
Right. No, I don't.
Still quite a ways.
Those CompuBox numbers to me, and we spoke about this.
Yeah.
Have you seen Marquez land 4 more power punches than Pacquiao up to this point? Because that seems off to me.
Nah, especially with that first round. I mean, he got battered that first round. So
Yeah.
first and a second. That was
Oh.
such a great right hand.
Oh.
And then he followed it up
With another
That was
right.
beautiful. Look at Pacquiao's footwork. It's insane. He had big calves, too, for a dude that weight.
Oh, yeah.
Conventional wisdom is that boxers have like thin legs and, but look at Pacquiao's legs.
Yeah, like little bowling balls. Still with the body punching.
Pacquiao got him with a right hand to the body. He got countered upstairs. Every time one of these guys has success, the other guy comes back with something.
For 3.5 fights, it was like this.
Well, up until the final round, they fought.
Right. But in that fight, it was back and forth as well.
Yeah.
Until that shot.
Jab to the body. Oh, he got hit with a pick. See, I don't know if he jabbed to the body because Marco was jabbing him to the body.
Again.
But he had to get that left glove up, though.
That was the best combination of the round so far.
Oh, yeah. I missed that right hand. He almost caught him again. Marquez has like a very commanding, that's the best way I could describe it, like stance. People forget that Marquez had good success with the hooks in the fights too, not just the right hand.
He just stands in the
just
pocket.
Screamed that Marquez's nose is bleeding.
It's a commanding stance. That's a good way to put it. I never heard it like that with Marquez because he's so patient. He's just waiting there.
Look at those combinations.
Ready to counter, or he's always ready to counter or go on offense.
Every time it seems like one of these guys figured the other guy out, the other guy comes back with some.
Mm-hmm.
Just has like a commanding stance. It gives the impression that he's a ring general.
Yeah, and you don't want to come forward. It's almost like watching the old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu videos of Hicks and Gracie. Like you just don't want to walk forward on that guy. He's so commanding, and that's a Marquez round for me. Again,
that's probably the best round he's had this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So right
I'm
now,
starting to wonder if when I scored it for Pacquiao those years ago, like, I
so we're
rewatched
already
the De La Hoya fight with Corte. I scored it for De La Hoya years ago, and I scored it for Corte a couple days ago. So
Calzaghe versus Manfredo. Is that what they just said?
that's when that fight happened. Oh, this
Calzaghe?
must have been a replay.
Oh, okay. Because that seemed off to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
That seemed
yeah.
like something like
I was
7
living
years
in the
later.
Twilight Zone for a second.
'Cause that
This
was a
was
terrible
probably
fight.
like I would think maybe before their third fight or something like that. They
Uh,
were showing the replay.
Man, that was a beautiful right hand. My God. He had all his leverage. And that's similar to the punch he landed in the fourth fight.
I can't believe Pacquiao put his wife through all these things. I bet she hates Marquez. I could guarantee you now.
That drives my dad nuts when we're watching fights. He's like, why do you bring your family, your wife and kids to fights?
I don't know. Why does HBO have to show her in slow motion?
Do you remember the fight Saturday night? Chocolatito's wife was going crazy, and HBO's camera is following. Like, leave her alone.
Right.
Oh, he's got a 56-55. Wow.
Look,
I have it
Marquez found some
57-54
success with
right
some
now.
wide shots here, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, well, this dude, he's so used to people trying to be so textbook. Let me just throw some wide shots. Oh, what a right hand. That thing had a thud on it, that right hand.
Mm-hmm. But it's amazing how you're not supposed to move. Like, that's how great Pacquiao's footwork is too. Like you see how just right there how fast he moved backwards.
Yeah.
Like when you're trying to throw a punch against him, and he moves backwards like that, and then as soon as you take your steps forward, he comes forward and lands his shots as you're coming forward. Like you're not supposed to be able to move backwards that fast like that.
You can't teach that to somebody.
No, there's no way.
It's kind of like if I think, let's say of the NFL, like there's quarterbacks that can get out of the pocket when they're about to be sacked. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they could just do amazing stuff to get out of something where you can't really teach that. You just have to have that ability.
Yeah, like a quarterback that throws against his arm, like gets out of the pocket to the left. And, yeah, Rodgers is perfect for that. Perfect example. Goes left and then throws it to the right side of the field, like on unorthodox stuff like that. It's just weird.
So people just have gifts that others don't have.
Pacquiao chunks
makes you wonder though. Like I think that's what made Pacquiao great. If Pacquiao would have tried to be orthodox, I don't think he would have been as good. Wow, what an exchange!
Mm-hmm.
Like, could you imagine Pacquiao being told, "No, you're doing it all wrong. You got to do it this way," and he just did it that way?
Yeah, like Ali. I remember them saying Ali's team, a couple people in his corner used to say that they used to, in order to get him to do stuff that's more orthodox, they tell him that he couldn't do it. So that became a challenge to Ali. Like you're not that good at the jab. You can't throw the jab this way, and then he would do it. Just to
they should have told to don't worry about body shots. You're not good at it.
Right.
What a right hand by Marquez. Look at that. I like how he torpedoes that right hand at any moment.
He countered with the right again right there.
Wow.
But Pacquiao's landing with shots too.
What a left by Pacquiao there. You see that right before the bell end?
That's a close round. That's a close round. But I
tempted to score 10-10, but
no, I gave it to Marquez slightly. So right now I have it.
Let's go for Pacquiao.
I have it.
We have our first disagreement of the night.
I have it 66-65 for Pacquiao.
I scored that round for Pacquiao.
So you have it 67-63.
Yep.
Punches thrown 51-35.
Frazier's asking him to Roach. He's asking Pacquiao to back him up with a jab. I don't know about that. Well, we'll see. Let's see if he tries it. I don't know. Let's see if Pacquiao listens to Roach. No jab.
See, Letterman
Jab to the
agree with
body.
you.
I wonder what Roach means by back. I mean, I guess it would take it literally, like I guess back him up with a jab, but
Well, he's backing him up there, but he didn't throw the jab.
I think Pacquiao's like easy for you to say. It comes with a counter when I throw a jab. Marquez is so good with his short hooks, but he really didn't have success with them against Pacquiao. Not in this fight. Did a right hand land?
From Marquez?
Yeah, about 10
No.
seconds ago. That left hand landed by Pacquiao.
Short.
And I hate it when dudes throw combinations and the camera shows the back of the ref. You're not sure what the hell happened.
So far for me, this is a Pacquiao round because he's got Marquez backing up by barely throwing punches, and he's picking off some of these shots. Headbutt.
Head clash. Orthodox versus crazy southpaw.
Like that body shot from Marquez, he just blocked that one.
Marquez is like a hybrid of a technical boxer and a counter puncher, and a brawler. Like he really isn't just a typical counter puncher.
See, Pacquiao landed with that left and got out. Wasn't a big punch, but scored a point.
Marquez lands the right hand, it's like right on the money. And when he misses, it's like air ball,
He missed with that uppercut there. Like Pacquiao's defense is better so far in this round.
Yeah. Pacquiao round so far. Left hand by Pacquiao. Boom, Pacquiao caught him with that. He missed the left, but he hit him with the right hand. Marquez comes in with a jab. Pacquiao was in control, and he just went off balance, and but he comes back strong there. I mean, like no sweat. But when I've seen a boxer like lose balance and it still come back and land a combination. Hook by Marquez.
Pacquiao round for me.
Yep. It's quite a mountain to climb in my scorecard for Marquez. We'll see how it goes here.
I got a 76-74 for Pacquiao up to this point. That was a good round for him. De La Hoya, Mayweather 24-7. Wow.
I'm having a hard time remembering the last 4 rounds, to be honest with you.
4-7, so whatever fight this was preparing for was in 2007.
Is that like before the rematch?
Man, I don't remember.
Well, he fought
No, he fought him in the rematch was in 08. He
fought De La Hoya in late 2009. It might have been before the first fight, no? The second fight?
The second fight was in 08, I think.
Right.
Yeah, it was 08. There it is.
Right.
76-73. So he's got him up 3.
Maybe before the Barrera fight or something?
That might have been the one.
I don't know that hook by double jab by Marquez, man. Jesus. Pacquiao ate that double jab like a potato chip.
Double jab sounds like Jack Lowe. Double jab, triple jab.
Isn't that like the only advice he gave Kelly Pavlik?
Ever. Put the right behind it. Straight right.
Jesus. Say it 2 more times, Jack Lowe. You might listen.
God, if there were ever two fighters that were there equal and perfectly matched.
Yeah. Pacquiao's having, to me anyway, he's having success in this round.
Yeah.
I mean, halfway in the lower weight classes, it's like if this is a heavyweight round, you would say more than likely. You kind of already know who's going to win the round, but with like Mark landed a good body shot there. Like a lot could change in half a round because of all the punches thrown. Freddie Roach's advice to Pacquiao is to not back up whatsoever. What do you think of that advice? Is it kind of vague? You know, like, I don't know.
See, like, he just did it right there. And Marquez didn't land any. See, I wouldn't give that advice because Pacquiao is great at stepping back.
Left.
But generally in boxing, you don't want a guy to step straight back. Right?
Good left hands.
But
yeah, I don't. It just seems.
But Pacquiao was good. But Pacquiao was good at it because he steps back fast. You chase him, and then he'll take a half step forward and land something big.
You know what? Every time one of these guys gets the advantage, the other guy comes back. See, like right there, Marquez landed a right hand. He comes in, boom, uppercut.
This is another one that could go 10-10. But I edged it for Pacquiao.
Yeah, I got Pacquiao winning that round. I hate doing 10-10 rounds.
You know who does 10-10 rounds a lot?
Teddy.
Jeez. Teddy would have rounds 5 through 9, all 10-10. Punches around 9.
I always felt this was Pacquiao's best fight of all the fights they had.
Of 1 through 3 or 1 through 4? Yeah. All of them?
I mean, he was an improved fighter for the second fight, but Marquez had it more figured out.
You know what's weird, though, is when they had the third fight, the narrative going in was Pacquiao's a different beast at this weight. And Marquez, remember, stepped up to fight Mayweather at that weight. That was before the third fight, right?
Yep.
And he didn't look the same at that weight. So everybody thought Pacquiao was going to run through Marquez.
He had love handles against Mayweather, and he had a six-pack against Pacquiao. So
right. But it didn't turn out that way. Yeah. Marquez actually looked fresher and stronger at that weight and looked better. I thought he won the third fight, and he obviously won the fourth one.
Marquez missed that uppercut. I think what could have happened in this fight is that Marquez did so much. I mean, he couldn't do any worse in the first round, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
a lot of people scored, what do you call those rounds where a guy does better, so you just scored for him, although he might not have won the round. Comparative round, like they gave him that second round, and
see,
to me, Pacquiao's fine moving backwards. Like I don't really understand that instruction. Like to me, that's when he's best. That's when he's best at countering.
Yeah, especially because he needs a little bit of space. So you could just look at that. Good right hook by Pacquiao there. When was it that Freddie Roach said they were going to introduce the Manila Ice? Remember the right hand? It was after this fight. That's what he called it.
Manila Ice.
That's a cool name, actually. But
that is. Why didn't that stick?
They should have called this left hand of Manila Ice. I don't know why. Probably because he got had in it with the right hand, but oh man, those lefts. Look at those lefts by Pacquiao. Pacquiao got a second win here.
Yeah, see, early in the round, I thought Marquez was was better, but the second minute,
those left hands.
First minute went to Marquez, second minute went to Pacquiao.
Marquez has been digging hooks to the body, and this Energizer Bunny hasn't stopped. Imagine how frustrating to just keep landing body shots on a guy and he doesn't slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Look at these crazy I can't get over these crazy movements. It's like a karate movie. It's like this.
But it's funny how your memory could get foggy after watching so many fights and then 13 years going by. I thought I remembered Marquez being a little
Growling,
more
right?
assertive and dominant late in the fight, and it hasn't happened up to this point.
Yeah. Double jab by Marquez comes in. Grazing with the left. It comes. Look at that. It's hard. I don't know. Joe Cortez was in the way, so I don't know if those shots landed by Marquez.
I think most of them did.
But yeah. On the inside, yeah. Not the best defensive fighter on the inside, Pacquiao, but I give that round to Pacquiao.
Yeah, me too.
I could see a judge, a lot of judges, a lot of people in general, they're influenced by the last 10 seconds, but not a good look right now for Marquez.
Marquez did some things good early. Pacquiao came back in the second minute, had a really good second minute, and then the last minute was what and what. But
like, I wouldn't argue with someone that gave that round to Marquez, but I would strongly disagree with them.
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know if I'd strongly disagree. I think that one could. I think you can make a good argument for Marquez, but I just felt like Pacquiao did the better work throughout the round.
Think so? Well, let's see what happens here. Look at Marquez. He just, if he is tired, you can't even tell,
And this is a guy who was knocked down 3 times.
I have 2 rounds different than Letterman, but I basically have the same score. Right hand by Marquez. Maybe these are the last 2 rounds that we remember, but we'll see. I think we're just in amazement that he got up from those 3 knockdowns, and it's a little different when you're watching it live and you don't know what the outcome's going to be at the end, and
Yeah.
The emotions are different. And I even remember, because it's one thing to sit down and score a round, but it's a lot different, than when you just watch a fight and then, I felt this guy won,
I'd like to rewatch on another night the third fight, because I have a feeling it could be the same story for the third fight.
Oh, like that night you felt maybe Marcus should have won, but
right, maybe it was comparative thing to where we thought
Marcus round so far, but that's the story in a lot of these rounds. Like Marquez will start out good, even the first round. Remember, first minute he started good.
Then Pacquiao heats up in the second minute, but nice feint there.
Lampley just said it's obvious that Marcus is bothered by the blood coming out of his nose. I don't know how he determined that, but right hand by Marcus. What does that mean? How do you know that?
Yeah.
It's one thing, like,
nice
if you would have asked, right? Like, let's say, who was George Foreman? I forgot who the fighter is.
Is that
Foreman? When you're bleeding like that, does that bother you, or something?
The Foreman was terrible. He was horrible.
He had his good one-liners. Good jabs by Marquez.
This is a Marquez round.
Yeah,
for sure for me. Like, he's not super dominant, but
you think Pacquiao could do something crazy and still win this round?
No, I don't think so. Because
maybe a knockdown, but that's not going to happen. We already know that. But
I think it's a clear Marquez round. Now, hasn't done anything sensational. However, I think he's been controlling the round. I think Pacquiao missed with those.
But 10 seconds ago, I scored it for Marquez. Marquez round right there. I think a pretty easy round to score, actually, but one of his best rounds in this fight.
Now, to me,
I don't know about this CompuBox numbers. I don't.
if we were watching, no.
I've also told people
That's
I
total
don't mind
punches?
citing CompuBox for punches thrown because you could count those, right?
Right.
They might be off a little bit, but punches landed. It's the
It's a
ref is
crapshoot.
circling around the ring. It's they're sitting in one angle. It's impossible for them to like.
What's the science behind that, though? Do they have a guy sitting ringside just
There's one
counting?
guy just calculating punches thrown and
I
jabs
don't see
thrown. The
how.
other guy calculating punches landed.
Yeah, I don't see how you could do that live when guys are
Especially like
moving
think
so
about it. The
fast.
combination is thrown. Joe Cortez is in the way. What do you do? You
Yeah.
know?
To me, on my scorecard right now, it's 105, 102 for Pacquiao. So Marquez would need a knockout, which isn't going to happen, we know. But
Right.
that's what he's got at 105, 101. Which I don't see why there would be a point difference. Maybe I
It's
scored some wrong.
disturbing me how much I'm agreeing with Letterman's card here, but this is one of those instances though where it's proof that you can lose a fight but still come out a winner.
Mm-hmm.
This fight made Marquez. After this fight, he got nothing but HBO dates. Where before he was fighting Chris John in obscurity.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this coming too. Like this was a shock.
This is a bad dude though, Marquez. Oh my God.
I wonder if Pacquiao was like Apollo Creed. Like I'm never getting this guy a rematch. Wide hook.
And he gave him 3 more. Marquez was a badass.
Pacquiao look at this. He's not tired, dude.
He's not at all.
And he's been getting hit to the body. That's insane.
That's old school. He could have went 15.
Yeah. Marquez too, by the way. But
yeah.
Well, Marquez, I don't know, man. He has that commanding presence. It's hard to tell. Maybe he is tired, but he doesn't show it. This is a close round so far.
This is.
I don't like doing throwaway rounds. There's a lot of people. I just give it to him. He lost anyway. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna give it to whoever the hell I think won the round. It's like 12 rounds. They're separate fights to me.
But this is a lot of the same, though. Marquez did all right for the first minute, and then Pacquiao was heating up again.
Yeah.
In the middle of the round.
Left hand by Pacquiao.
You got him stepping right there. He did a little shot, he shuffled his feet a little bit, looking for that shot, and then he landed it.
Like he's doing a cha-cha dance and the electric slide, and then he goes to like.
How do you defend that?
He started doing the electric slide, the cha-cha dance,
And then look at the head movement. And then he reaches with that left. But his head's all the way to the left side of your body while he's throwing the left.
Marcus threw a huge, he tried to get him with an uppercut there, missed big time. Good jab by Marquez. Wow, the exchange, kind of even in the exchanges. I mean, how do you score that?
That's a Pacquiao round for me.
Think so?
I think so. Marquez did well early in the round. Then Pacquiao heated up, and Marquez never really took that from him.
I give that round to Marquez.
Yeah,
I could be subconsciously giving it to him just because.
No, because that was a close one.
Yeah.
So I had it. Let me see. 10-6, 20.
I mean, how do you come back from? He still tried to win, though.
Yeah. I'm tallying mine up. Make sure I got it right.
Wow, this is crazy.
57-54.
Isn't it crazy? I don't know how the judges had it a draw. Did you see this fight live, or you caught it on like later on?
No, I saw it live.
Were you shocked when it was a draw?
No, I wasn't. I think it's because of the whole comparative thing as I'm watching it now. And there were some close rounds. Now there were some that you could say, okay, maybe I give it, and I could definitely see how you give it to Marquez live, being shocked that he's still up with the whole comparative round thing. But watching it now, years later,
Yep.
that was a Pacquiao fight to me.
I had it
Competitive, but
115, 110 for Pacquiao.
51-10. Let me see. I added something up wrong here. 64.
I could see myself maybe having it a little closer if I give 2 close rounds to Marquez, but
76, 73, 86, 82.
it's crazy how I gave Marquez 5 rounds and it's still like one-sided. He lost by 5 points because of that first round.
All right, so I had it 115, 110. I miscalculated point. I thought I had it 115, 111, but it's 115, 110 for Pacquiao.
Yeah, you almost did what that judge did.
No.
To this day, the judge admitted he messed up. I don't get why they didn't overturn it.
It was one judge, right?
Yeah.
And what was your scorecard?
115, 110 for Pacquiao.
Same card. I
So
think we
let's go
disagreed
over
on
the
2
rounds really quick. So round 1, that's obvious.
10-6. Round 2, I had 10-9 Pacquiao.
3?
10-9 Marquez.
Now we're the same so far. 4?
10-9 Pacquiao.
Yeah. Round 5?
10-9 Marquez.
Okay, so we agree. Rounds 1 through 5, we agree. Round 6? Round 6?
10-9 Marquez.
Rounds 1 through 6, we agree. Round 7?
10-9 Marquez.
I had it 10-9 Pacquiao, round 7.
Mm-hmm. Then
round 8?
10-9 Pacquiao, round 8.
Yeah, we agree with that.
10-9 Pacquiao, round 9.
Yeah, we agree with that. Round 10?
10-9 Pacquiao.
All right.
And then
round 10?
Yeah, 10-9 Pacquiao, round 10. And then 10-9 Marquez, round 11. And I think we disagreed on round 12. I had that
12.
Pacquiao.
Yeah.
So 2 disagreements. So maybe not as difficult of a fight to score.
If I would have given the 12 to Pacquiao, which is definitely possible, I would have had it even more one-sided. You know?
I definitely did not expect that coming into this video, rewatching it.
It's a little different when you sit down and you score it like round by round.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a little different. And then doing it live while the fight's playing and you got to score it. You can't go back and, I'm going to switch my, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people watch these fights by themselves and then they change their minds. The judges can't. Well, they're not supposed to do that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But are judges required to score it right after the round?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they should, but
I think that's the only way to do it. So I think they are.
So I never understood why HBO would tell people, "Oh yeah, well the judges, you know, they pay more attention to the second half of the fight and just these crazy things."
Yeah, and remember they do those things sometimes. They've tried it, the open scoring, where 4 rounds they say this fighter's up 40-36. They announce it, which I never liked.
No,
I'm not a fan of it. So I think they have to be scoring it live as it's going. But I definitely did not expect to have my scorecard 115, 110. It makes me interested. On a separate night, we got to do the third fight because it almost makes me think maybe.
What about the second fight?
The second fight too, yeah. But the third fight was weird to me because scorecards were all over the place. I saw as much as 116, 112 for Pacquiao and 116, 112 for Marquez. It almost makes me think, you know, maybe I'm in subconsciously just scoring rounds for Marquez. Maybe I'm cheering for him a little bit.
It could have been a shock because people were expecting him to get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when you go back, going back now, no longer seeing him as this big underdog, because I'm going to be honest, I thought Marquez was going to get destroyed in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw him like give Pacquiao a good fight, that's an understatement. I mean, he arguably won the fight.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, going back to watch it, it's interesting. The very, very recent fights, I'm wary about doing them just because for copyright reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because HBO, they still, because on their network, they're going to be showing like, at the end of the year, like their fights of the year and all that.
Right.
So they don't really want those fights online. So I'm just wary about that. But there's some other fights like Williams Margarito. I remember how one-sided I thought it was. It'll be interesting to go back and.
Yeah, that's one fight I wanted to do, just because I thought it was a great fight at the time. So much action, and Williams was so dominant for the first half of the fight. But I remember Margarito coming on late, and I remember thinking it was too late, though. He didn't do enough to get back on the scorecards, but I'd be interested in seeing. That's another fight that I remember cheering for Williams pretty hard on that night. So maybe I gave him some rounds that he didn't deserve.
It's possible. There's some other ones like Williams Martinez,
mm-hmm.
The first fight.
The first fight, yeah, that was a close one.
That's a hard fight to score because one guy is throwing a bunch of punches but he's landing them, but the other guy's rolling with the shots
mm-hmm.
to get a big shot in. Yeah. So they're both doing what they want to do. So it's an extremely difficult fight to score. I haven't seen that fight in years though. So I'm interested to see how would score it. It's kind of fun doing it with somebody else live because there's no. Oh, let me think about it for a couple hours, and let me come up with an argument for my guy to win that. That round. You got to do it real time,
which a lot of people do.
Yeah, and another fight that I honestly want to do is the first Mayweather Maidana fight.
Yes,
I had it a draw. So could it be that Maidana just surpassed my expectations so much?
That could be it. But that was another one that was close on pretty much everybody's scorecards. The widest I saw from Mayweather was what, maybe 116, 112, which is weird.
Well, not just that. I had several people that scored it for Mayweather saying, "Oh, he clearly won." Like different people, and I would ask them, "Okay, give me your rounds." They all gave me different rounds.
Right.
So I haven't watched the fight in a long time, but I remember some of them saying he clearly won round 11, right? But other guys that clearly had him winning too did not give him round 11.
That's one we got to watch because I'd be intrigued to see because I haven't watched that fight since. I watched it one time.
Yeah, like I don't even think we have to do the second fight.
No, we don't have to do the second fight.
I mean, you never know, I guess. But,
no. Floyd and the referee helped out a lot, but Floyd pretty much settled that one. And
I think he took it more serious that time.
Cagey, clever fight. And but that first fight, I remember the fight party I was at, and a lot of pro Floyd people were pretty nervous before the scorecards were read. So I knew it was close.
That was one of the few times in my life where I thought, wow, Floyd could lose this fight. But what about De La Hoya Mayweather?
De La Hoya Mayweather too.
Because I remember I had Mayweather winning by 7 rounds to 5.
You know what? That would be one. I think we should do that one next. On the next one we do, whatever night that's going to be, because that's been 10 years, and I remember that fight being up for grabs through 9 or 10 rounds. That's what I remember. And once again, I remember at the time I was pretty much a De La Hoya fan.
Right.
So that could be me scoring rounds for De La Hoya that don't belong to De La Hoya. But I remember
I'm
Max
in
Kellerman.
the same boat because I've been telling people for years that it's ironic because I told people for years De La Hoya won that Corte fight, right? Mm-hmm. And I came on here live to prove a point, and at the end I had Corte winning. So, so who knows? I was like, oh my, I don't remember this fight.
Some other ones we got to watch. Speaking of De La Hoya's, the two De La Hoya Mosley fights.
What about this one? What about Bradley Pacquiao 1?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up, but I didn't want to rehash the whole Bradley because we had a lot of debates on here and on the podcast we were on at the time.
Yeah.
You had a lot of people who were upset.
You know, I had Pacquiao winning, but I never understood the outrage.
It was close. I remember watching it at the time, feeling it was close, but maybe not. We should rewatch it. But I remember feeling it was close at the time.
Yeah. Well, man, any final thoughts about this fight right here?
Just like you said, as you were watching the Corte De La Hoya fight, I fully expected to come on here and see something that I didn't see. And I didn't expect to have Pacquiao winning by 5 points. I don't remember, to be honest, 13 years ago, how I scored it, what I scored it exactly. But scoring it tonight, 115, 110 for Pacquiao, I think a lot of people gave Marquez a lot of comparative rounds. But in fairness, there were 2 or 3 rounds that you could say, that was close. Yeah, that was close. So maybe you could swing it to Marquez and justify that, but I just felt like Pacquiao was the better man on that night.
I felt like I felt Pacquiao won this fight, but ironically, even though he lost, this is the fight that made Marquez. You know, it put him on the map. Mm-hmm. So that should be a message to all fighters. You know, it's even remember, white man can't jump. What's your name? What you told the guy, like if. Sometimes when you win, you lose, and when you win, you lose, you win, or whatever the hell she said. It didn't make sense to people, but like, yeah, when you watch this fight, it makes sense.
And round-wise, 7-5. So you know what I mean. So you take away the knockdowns, closer, but the knockdowns did happen.
Yeah. I mean, it took him an extra round to recoup from those knockdowns. That's why he didn't pick it up to round 3. So really, I mean, Pacquiao had a huge head start, you know?
Yeah.
And Marquez did a good job getting back in the fight, making it a fight, but he just, at that stage of his career, it was going to be hard to knock out Pacquiao. So,
you
know, Pacquiao was just an unbelievable, he was a beast at that point. You know, it was all athleticism, phenomenal fighter. So there you go, guys. When you're watching archive, make sure you let me know who you think won the fight, and if there's anything surprising this time around. Another really quick, Alex. Some fights that will be interesting are actually B-Hop fights. Bernard Hopkins.
Yes, B-Hop Taylor won.
B-Hop Taylor won. I remember I felt like Hopkins was robbed. Mm-hmm. So, but some people tell me, "Oh, I felt Taylor won." I don't know what you're talking about. So,
you know, another one, although it's boring as hell. B-Hop versus Calzaghe.
Yeah, I thought that was a very close fight. So
there are a lot of them, man. Cotto versus Mosley is one that would be interesting to score.
Cotto Mosley, yeah. A lot of fights out there. And if anybody has any recommendations, go ahead and leave them in the chat. I'll be doing these for a while. I'm not going to get to the very, very old fights. Like some people want me to do Ali, Norton, and those have been done so much. Like, you know how many people have covered Ali Norton?
Mm-hmm.
That if I ever get to that, it won't be for a while. Like, I want to do some late 90s, 2000s, and up fights.
Right.
For now. All right, man. Thanks for joining me, man.
No problem.
All right. Peace out, guys.